I always talk about strategy, 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 strategy. This is part of strategy. Strategy is common workflows. We doing market research on what's out there, who was out there, how did they get it up, what software they're using, what AI prompts are they sticking in there, and what's the step-by-step process. Once we figure out the step-by-step process, then this makes it easy. Then I can put stuff on autopilot. We talk about this, I talk about this all the time. It's like understanding these different systems. So one of the things this month that we talked about is marketing. Marketing is a system. Everything is a freaking system. We just need to figure out what the system is and how we play and maneuver in it. Like, getting married is a system. You got to have she laughing, but I'm right. So everything is a system. Like, I got bridesmaids, we got where we gonna go, where my ring at. After that, before that, the vacation, all of this stuff is like a whole process. I got a team built around this wedding thing. I got a wedding planner. I'm on Pinterest pulling up images and colors, and we go, we do all of that. So it's the same thing with our company and our brand and all of that stuff. The personal branding and the marketing together. Personal branding is who we are. The marketing is how we share it to the world. That's all that is. So the main three pillars of personal branding, because this relates to us, and I think it's power in personal branding, because we're able to set up a one-man shop now, because we got things that we can help ourselves with. Number one, like we talked about, organizing stuff, so we have a system. We just got to figure out what the system is. It don't have to be Notion, but I need a system all the time where it's easier for me to do. So if I'm gonna do let's just say I do a newsletter. If I'm gonna do a newsletter, what's the newsletter framework? When am I gonna capture information? When am I gonna write it? When am I gonna post it? Where am I gonna post it to? It's all about systems and it's all about strategies. That's all it is. So the three pillars of personal branding is visibility, showing up consistently. Where are you gonna show up? You have to figure that out and pick the spot that you're gonna go to. Each spot is different. So you're gonna have to show up different at different spots. If you're trying to be on LinkedIn, you're trying to be on YouTube, you're trying to be on TikTok, there's different audiences there. The algorithm is always changing. It's always something new. It's always something different. Even when you cracked it and you figured it out and you got some motion, you come back and they didn't change the algorithm on you. It don't even work like it used to. Oh, now you can do video. Now they want you to do carousels. Now they want you to do, it's like a hamster wheel that's like inevitably will never stop and never end. I was doing video on LinkedIn. Video was new. Wasn't nobody really doing video on LinkedIn. I was getting all kind of traction. It was going crazy. Now all of a sudden, video don't do nothing. So it's like, okay, now what? Now I gotta learn something else to do on there. So it's crazy. The thing is, this is the phase that we're at right now. The phase that we're at right now is that when we kind of went from Web 1.0, and that was just static websites when it first came out, to going to Web 2.0. Web 2.0 was more of social media platforms, Facebook, MySpace, all of these platforms. And then we had 3.0, and 3.0 is more like web. I want to say, I could be saying this wrong. Forgive me if I get this wrong, but 3.0 is more like web-based, like applications, like software is online now versus downloading it. And then within this realm, we had subscriptions. So the way the subscriptions worked was I subscribed to a channel, and whoever subscribes to that channel, that audience will get your feed. So you build an audience around that. Does this make sense? So depending on how many subscribers you had, depending on how many people saw your information. It doesn't really work like that no more. You have all these subscribers and only a small percentage of the people see your stuff. And what I mean by that is like followers too, not just subscribers, followers too. So you can have 4,000 people on your Instagram page, 4,000 people that you follow, your friends and people that you know, the community, Cleveland, whatever, 4,000. Only a small percentage of the people will see that now. Like half of your audience don't even see your stuff now. So now we're in this phase of organic content. So now the upside of that is that it don't matter how many subscribers you have. If you got some good content and it's really good, it don't matter how many subscribers you have. You can have 2. If your content is good, you can go viral, and people that's not following you will come in and watch your content. And if you got a call to action, then they will come over to wherever you want them to go. The 3 pillars of personal branding: visibility, posting valuable content regularly. Number 2, credibility, building trust through social proof, testimonies, collaborations, and public speaking. I think that comes second. Once you start posting valuable content, people will reach out to you. People will reach out to you and say, can you come and give a talk? Can you come over here and help us with this? I saw you doing this. I saw you doing that. Testimonies is something that you can gather. I kind of did that with you all. Like, everything is so oversaturated too. It's like everybody got a podcast. Everybody's a personal life coach now. Everybody is a guru now. Everybody know everything, especially now that we got AI. This is really ruining everything, right? Because now I can just write me a post today about marketing. Give me the 3 pillars on, like, so it's like, how do I still be authentic and be able to use this and not feel like it's just a chat post? And maybe that will be like those pieces where you in the community record and you know, really helping somebody and really moving the needle forward for somebody and getting them in the right space that they need to be in. So marketing amplifies the brand. So leveraging the social media and content marketing, like blogging, posting, YouTube, it's just for the visibility, right? Email marketing and networking. I talked about networking. That nurtures the relationship. I don't think we're really there yet for the marketing. For the email marketing piece yet. Some people may be in here, but for the marketing, for the email piece, you got to have people that subscribe to you to email them, right? So I got an email newsletter. I got a newsletter emailing people on what's going on with me, right? So you could build that up too. If you having events or you having stuff, then that's your call to action afterwards. Like after your talk, after you talk to some young men, you hand them a little think card and say, get on my newsletter, young man. I got some more stuff for you. Bring your people. You want to help people, give people a transformation. So you have to build up. You got to build up these people so it's not just a one-off, because you want to turn them into a lifelong customer. So you giving them free game, and then the email list is giving them more insights and stuff like that. Like, this is everything in marketing. Number 1 is market research and customer insights. Number 2 is branding. And the next 2 weeks, the past 2 weeks, I kind of just dove deep into the market research part, and I dove deep into the branding part. I really didn't touch on product development and positioning. I'm kind of talking about a little bit about digital marketing right now. If you look at traditional marketing, we all know about that. This is what we was raised on. TV, radio, billboards, printed advertisements, direct mailing campaigns, things like that, trade shows. This is what we was raised on back in the day before the internet, right? Number 6 is sales and lead generation, public relations, referral, word of mouth, automations, and marketing. So if I go back up to the top, the market research and customer insights, I felt like this was like the most vital for us because we're trying to reach people on social media. That's where they at. If we get a billboard, we're not guaranteed that people are going to ride past that billboard and engage with me. If I stick a flyer on every car in here, I don't know if that's my audience or not. So with social media, I can tell its interests. I could tell where they at because I could kind of target them, right? So the market research and customer insights is like understanding their needs, their pain points, and their behaviors. We kind of generally know that, kind of, sort of, but we could really dive deeper in there with social media. Like, I know they between 20 and 30. I know that they in this space because I teach design, so I can kind of figure that out, right? But if I'm giving like some online coaching, like an online coaching is just meet me on Zoom. Meet me on Zoom for 30 minutes. I'm doing coaching calls and record those calls, and then I could kind of dive deeper into what they need. Like if I sat with everybody in here, and I did 45 minutes with everybody in here and recorded those every 45 minutes with everybody in here, I can transcribe that and come up with a customer avatar for everybody. This is what they're looking for. This is where they confused at. This is what they need. This is what, and then I could tailor my program, my language, and everything I need towards that, and I could be able to deliver because I'm not guessing, right? So I'm able to target them. So it's like I want to have a high ticket offer where I want to sell high coaching program or high coaching offers to people that got some big pockets, deep pockets. Well, where's these people at? Because if I'm talking to you guys and not talking to them, I'm not going to be able to get their attention. If they on LinkedIn and they got certain pain points, certain behaviors and certain needs, if he's just on the Wall Street Journal, then I need to talk that language for them, right? So then I talked about, I'm gonna come back up to those because then I did a deeper dive into that. So all of these pieces and parts right here, this is just marketing in general. So number one, it's it's a system within here. So this is just 3 bullet points, but it goes deeper than that. Underneath the marketing research and customer insights, the demographic, how old are they? What's their gender? What's their income? Where are they located at? All of that stuff because we can narrow it down. Right, I can narrow it down. Like the whole reason why Facebook have you stick all this stuff in there. I read this book. I'm getting married here. If I had a photography business, I can hit all the surrounding areas who just got engaged. If they just got engaged, I'm gonna shoot them an ad so they can see my ad, photography for engagements in this area. So it's not like the blind billboard, because if it's a billboard up there for baby seats, car seats, I'm not looking for that because I'm done with that. I'm done with that. So I'm done with that. So your ads could target those people because you're talking to that audience all the time. Remember, it's consistency. Showing up all the time, talking about the same stuff. All you talk about is design, innovation, thinking. I can't really talk about, you can switch and talk about something else. I'm not saying, but to me, like, we are a little older now. So I don't want to really switch from what I've been talking about at this point, but you can. And like Instagram, you don't have to have just one Instagram account. You can have multiple Instagram accounts. And you can test on all 3 of those. You can have multiple YouTube channels. You can have one talking about one thing. You can have one talking about another thing. So you could just see and test on what that does. How does it do? I do a long video. Let me see how that do. I uploaded a 2-hour video on my YouTube. Why? Because I wanted to see who was going to engage with it. Would it work? I got shorter ones, 1 minute. I got certain different ones. I'm just doing a test. So each time I'm testing to see which ones do better. The ones that do the best, then I just double down on that and just keep doing that. So it depends on you, right? So if you get 2 views, that's better than 0. So if you did, I don't know, maybe 50 views, to me, that's a lot. If we just doing a YouTube video and we don't have no big following all like that, the 2-hour one, I had like 160 views on it. I was like, oh, okay. And then when I looked at it, it was a drop off. So like up here where it says analytics and performance tracking. So you can measure success through KPIs. KPIs is key performance indicators. So one of your key performance indicators is, did I get more views versus less views on other ones? So that's kind of how I would measure it. So if I got more views on something, I was like, well, let me try that again. If it doesn't work, then let me try something else. It's just like a cat and mouse game where it's like, what thumbnail do I have up there? Does that really matter? Or is just my content not good enough? Is my content not good enough? Because you could kind of see like a drop on when people looking at it. Because remember, it's like we in a TikTok age now. We got limited time. We just boom, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. So it's like that hook. Like we don't have attention all like that. So for that 2 hour content, if it's not a lot of people on there, let's just say you got 50 on there. I feel like that's good because this is an audience that's really engaging with you and really doing a deep dive with you in here. It's a formula, kind of, sort of, right? It's a part of it too. Is like if we here in Cleveland, a lot of this is some outreach too. So, cause you outside and you out in the community a lot of it is just doing a CTA to them, a call to action to them to like not drop off once you engage with them to hand them a business card or hand them a quick little card to say, jump on my email list if you want more information. And then I got my blog is here because it's like I think it's a part of that too. So it's like building up that email list, getting that word of mouth out there, getting people to come in there, right? So everybody in here should have peeked at the class. I asked people in here, like, did you go to the workshop that I posted? I posted the whole workshop from this class because I felt I was crushing it. And people was like, well, I was already in there, so I don't need to look at it again. So I was like, okay, well, maybe this ain't for them. You know what I mean? So you don't know. So it's like you want to get feedback and just post a lot. Because I think like you'll get instances where you might not get thousands of videos, but you might get an email from somebody at the land bank. You might get a message from somebody at the Cleveland Foundation saying, I saw something or somebody passed it on to you. You will get that. You will get, the thing is like, one of the things is if you want to work in a certain area, a certain space, you need to be doing it now before you get in that space. So it's not like, well, I want to do photography. I want to do photography for people and I want to do video for people. If you're not doing video for people, then you're not going to get the job. So you will indirectly get, people will see your efforts. Trust me, you will get awards, you will get called to shows, you will get jobs on there, you will get all of this stuff. It will happen for you. I'm a proof to that because it happened to me. I've got work. I'm working now because of the videos I posted. I get work from the videos I posted. I've been called and I've traveled and gave keynotes on the stuff that I talk about in large audiences. I just seen some pieces and parts that I didn't do when I had more attention back then, right? So that's why I'm kind of giving it to you guys. So indirectly, that YouTube channel might not go viral, but in the Cleveland city streets, you may get some love. What do we want them to do once we get their attention? Because if we just get attention and we're not having no proposal ready, let's just say the Cleveland Foundation do reach out to you. You ain't got no proposals ready. You ain't got your numbers ready. You ain't got your, so the system is if somebody reach out to me, is all of that stuff ready? If I'm gonna do some coaching, all right, if I'm gonna do some coaching, is that ready to go? And coaching is just Zoom call, 45 minutes a day, not like a week. What are we gonna talk about those 45 minutes? How much is that gonna be for them? Who are they? What time, what day I'm gonna be on there? Do I need to do I need to pay for Zoom? Because after 45 minutes, you gotta pay. Because I had a young man that I know, but he didn't reach out to me, but I know from he's a friend of my family, and he went to school overseas to do shoe design. He gets he gets his degrees in shoe design. He moves over to Cali, so he's got the degree, he's got the accolades in shoe design, and he's got the degree, and he's in the location in Cali, but he ain't getting no work. He ain't got no connects. He ain't got no YouTube channel. He don't have no online presence. He don't have none of this, and he's struggling in this space. It's the visibility, back to the number one pillar. And a thought leader in this space. If he's an expert in this, He should be, who's the top shoe designers, and I can find them right now on LinkedIn in 5 seconds. I could go to Adidas right now on the LinkedIn. Who's the top designers and email them all. Can we do lunch? I got quick questions for you. I'm stuck in this space and record it. I'm stuck in this space and I know people underneath me stuck in this space. What's the key things? What would you like to see? And then do what he say. We would like to see a portfolio. We want to see this. We want to see your idea. We want to see your ideas and all of that. Because again, I say that the resume is dead. People want to see you talk about your bullet points, not read them. They want to know that you are an expert in sales. I've been selling since I was 2 years old. I had my first McDonald's. I would have my first, because when I think about it, we had a McDonald's up the street, and my guy that lived next door to me, name was Derek. Derek would pay me to go to McDonald's for him. I just didn't know I was doing Uber Eats, but I was. You know what I'm saying? I was doing Uber Eats for him. He would give me some money, and I just didn't know that I could have built a business around that. So the thing is, this is your story. So he needs to tell a story of how we struggling, and then this is how you get in space with the guys. You in Cali. So it's like, who's in my area that's doing this, and show up to the spot. And then record that, like, this is the spot, this is where I'm at. I'm struggling in this, that, and the other. People may have it shows some empathy. It shows some networking abilities. It's showing that you putting yourself out there being vulnerable. It's showing you kind of writing about your journey. It's giving the people the play-by-play story about you. Because the thing is, it's all visibility. Don't nobody know you. Why would they hire you if they don't know you? They're not going to try to wait to see if we like you or not back in the day. They know you coming in here and you about your business, or I could tell in your videos that you about your business. So that's one big part of it. And we want to show, because one of the things is what design with us is that we got 2 stages, me figuring it out and me designing it. So I had portfolio. My portfolio got me to work. It got me the job. I have to have a nice variety in my portfolio because I don't know who hired me for what. Is it editorial? Is it photography? Is it identity work, design, logos? Is it layouts? Is it this? Is it that? So I have to have all of that in my portfolio. But this is just showing the finished product. It's not really showing the process and how I got to the final product. I got to show that too. How did I get to this final product? Really, we really here now because it's AI. Because AI is going to skip us over everything and just get us a finish. Oh, I could do logo designs. I just type in, I need a logo. Boom, it give me a logo. But does that bring down the value of doing logos if I can show authentic, showing the process? So I had, like, part of our projects in design school was to have a book with all my notes in there and my stages on how I got to the final stuff. Because you got to be able to articulate yourself in a professional manner. You got to show that you understand some of the stuff. And because we are solopreneurs and we're one man, one woman businesses, we have to have some type of technology know-how. Like, I need just one landing page. I don't need to be a full-blown web designer at this point, but I do need to set up a page or two so I can get some traffic. And how can I set up something simple to figure that part out? If you're just doing some coaching, then you don't need no landing page. All you need is Zoom. All I want you to know about today is the personal branding versus the marketing. The personal branding is who we are, and the marketing is how we share it to the world. And then we get into visibility, credibility, and consistency. That's it. That's today's lesson. Wait, and then market research. I'm gonna write it down. And then the market research. No, I want to make this simple. So visibility, consistency, and what was it? Visibility, consistency, and credibility. That's what we're working on. And number 4 for today is just the market research. Like, who is we for? Who is this for? Where are they at? And what's their pain points? I kind of went through a couple things where I talked about, like, I gave like podcast examples. I gave certain examples of, I talked about the community part, right? So I talked about the community part in Cleveland and not really worrying about the numbers and posting content on stuff that you want to do right now. All right, so we talked about branding. We talked about the brand. What's the brand? The brand is two parts. It's the strategy and it's the identity. What's the identity? It's the freaking logo. That's it. The strategy is the mission and the purpose. Again, we see something that's common inside of this branding piece. It's the target audience and the positioning, who we serving, and what makes our brand stand out. And why are we different from everybody else? We kind of need to know that when we talking on our YouTube channel. This is why this is the best spot to be at. I'm the top person in this game that can do this because I've been doing it for 30 years. I've been doing it for 20 years. I'm the guru. I'm the go-to person to do that. Yes. The positioning is how am I different from everybody else? That's easy because it ain't but one you. You shouldn't have no problem with that. It's us different from the competitors. Like we need to see what the competitors is doing all the time. Whoever we following, we need to see what they doing and how they doing it. What thumbnails is they using? How long is they videos? Right? So what makes their videos work? So if we can reverse engineer what their videos is doing and how they're doing it, then maybe that'll help us make a framework for us. And we could do that easily. We grab the transcripts of the video that's crushing it and say, break this video down into a framework. He's using a hook. He's using 3 main points. He's using this. He's got a call to action at the end. He's got some narrative in there. He's storytelling in there. I'm shooting YouTube and I'm shooting these videos and they're not going viral like I want. I had one video, my first video I uploaded went viral. After that, I wasn't guaranteed no other viral videos after that, right? I get somebody call me up like, can you shoot some video for me? I like how you do your storytelling on your videos. I say, absolutely. So this is how your videos will help other people if you doing it in a manner, right? So I was doing them in a vlog style. So I'm adding intros, I'm adding color corrections. I'm trying to get fancy with them as I'm, stockpiling it up. So the brand identity, we got all of this to a T. It's our color palette, it's our logos, the types we're gonna use, the images, and I got brand voice and tone in there. And that's just how we communicate. Is it playful? Is it this, is that? We could use Canva to kind of do some of this. If you are doing video, let's just say you're doing some community work, take a second, take a picture in front of the banner or something, or take a picture outside. Or you can pause the video that you have and grab a picture from that, actually. So you can do a screen capture of videos you have in there already. Do you have slogans and sayings and stuff like that? Probably so. We ain't all that young in here, so we probably got all kind of sayings and slogans and all of that stuff should be on they could be on a meme because that's part of your brand. You are your brand, basically. So your personality, the way that you dress, the way that you think, your background, your area that you came up in, your location, however you are, that is the personal brand. That's you, how you show up. The messaging part. So your tagline and slogans, I don't really got no tagline and slogan, but the brand story is the background, it's the journey, and it's the values that shape you. So that's what that is. It's like your brand story is your background. I talk about the hero's journey all the time. That's my thing. Like, I talk about that all the time. So because I think it's a key part that really resonates with the audience. They were where you were at some point, and you want to come back. Because it's always like, if I could talk to my younger self, what would that be? Well, that's basically your brand story. It's talking to your younger self. There's a lot of reviewing it where the level that you're at is like your story, your journey. So what's your background? Your age, where you from, how you was raised, what you interested in, the activities that you want to get in or these spaces that you want to work at. Like the story for the guy who has the accolades and live in California but can't get no work. What is his brand story? His brand story is that he don't have no experience. He's trying to get in there. How can he get in there? Well, he knows about school and he knows everything that he went wrong. Why is education a bad thing? Maybe it's a bad thing. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe, he's trying to find his way in this journey. He's stuck at these certain parts. We've all been stuck in certain parts, right? So if I could give you a cheat sheet to get unstuck, that's the transformation for somebody else. I went to Akron U in the 90s. It was tough to do. It ain't a whole lot of African-American people in the design field, period. So I'm in these spaces and it's all white men in there. I'm in corporate for 9 years. I didn't have nobody coming to help me through that. I needed that. I was ready to throw a refrigerator off the roof daily, right? I got all of these older white women over me that's not even my pedigree or even know the knowledge that I know because I'm a college grad in an area that's new. It's almost like this AI stuff. They over me. So they micromanaging me. They not helping me grow. They not really connecting with me because it's not there like that. Like just organically, it was just not a good fit. And then I'm stuck in this spot. Like I ain't have to show up there. I could have looked for other work. Trying to find other work was a challenge in itself. Because I'm rolling into 2002, 2003. The economy is tanking. And it's like the real estate bubble and all of this stuff. And people wasn't too quick to hire you if you really just off of a resume. Because it's like, how are they processing the resumes? Is it looking for keywords now? Is AI involved in this crap now? So it's like having a resume, a cover letter, what to write on the cover letter. Is this cover letter going to get me in the door? Okay, get me in the door. Okay, cool. I made it. Yay, I got an interview. Now you got 3 more interviews with that. So if I'm showing up in the interview, am I nervous? Am I my best self in the interview? What do I say in there? Like that pressure and that stress in there. So then it's like, hey, I aced both the interviews. Now I got a job. Now you show up at work. Now they don't like you. So now you got another problem. Now you're not socializing with them in there all like that. Because I'm in there. I'm in corporate. I landed my job. I got a family. I got to compete in here. I'm the only black guy in here. And on top of that, I'm Muslim. So now I'm the only black guy in here and I'm Muslim. So now that even stirs up some other distance between me and my coworkers. It's Ramadan. Ramadan may be Friday. I can't go out to lunch with them all like that. Or I need to pray certain times where it's the times that I could be with them chilling. It's the times that I need to go pray. Or it's Ramadan and all of that stuff. I don't really want to talk about religion and politics in certain areas of work, right? You want to be like, you just want to go to work and just do your job, right? You just want to go to work and just do your job. So I don't really want to talk about politics and religion all like that in space. I just want to be known as Jamal, who's doing his design work and all this stuff, right? So it's like I learned all of this. So now that I can go back and help younger guys underneath me navigate through this better. Like, I'm going to get you through. I can get you some work. I can get you in this space where you could create your own thing. The one thing that I realized that the power wasn't in the job and my work history, it was in my intellect. So what I did was I packaged that up instead. Remember I talked about the portfolio. The portfolio is the work. And I'm standing behind the portfolio of look at all this work I did. Instead of that, I got in front of it and I packaged up my intellect. That's indispensable and that can scale and it don't matter what jobs you have or what's going on because you're packaging up your intellect and putting it online and then you're showing that and that's how you get to work. All right, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm passionate with y'all. I'm passionate with y'all, so my fault. Yeah, and all of this part is just staying consistent with that. So if it's I always say sales, but it could be something else. But I know that you have pointed that out. If that is what it is, that's going to always be your core mission, and that's going to kind of be your core message is always going to be tied to that. Why is this related to you? It's important because I got to sell myself. I got to sell this product. I need to market it. The marketing go with the sales. So once I get the attention, how do I convert them? So you want to always be able to convert them, and then it's like a study for yourself, because you're in this new space. So I want to educate people, because I always want everybody in here at some point to put their education hat on, and have some type of workshop for somebody, some online coaching for somebody, because it's like these core ideas that you have, you're testing them out, you can fully understand them, and you want to put them in place, put them in play too. Like I want everybody to try to have like some type of online course, some type of digital product. I feel like that's where we're going.